No, it's all right, man. So how much are you looking forward to playing at Engine Room tonight?
It's been a minute since we've been playing shows here other than the Slam Dunk shows. So
Yeah.
getting to play our own headline show is always awesome. And it's been a minute since we've been to Southampton, so
Yeah.
we're pretty stoked, yeah.
Oh, awesome, man. And so you say you play Slam Dunk sort of a few times.
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you ever play like intimate venues or normally in the UK?
Yeah, normally when it just depends on the tour,
Yeah.
Like some tours are like festival shows, so they're a little bit bigger. Other tours are like opening for people.
Yeah.
Open for like Bowling for Soup or Less Than Jake and stuff.
Oh, awesome.
Here, so those are different, and then when you headline, also it's a little bit different. But
Yeah.
it's cool regardless. I feel like it's also cool to change it up because
Yeah.
it's a different experience for us. So, but yeah, I mean, always we love playing club shows because I feel like it's the most intimate with fans and stuff, and you
That's
feed
it.
off that energy. So
And
You
you-
done sorry.
Yeah, you carry
You
on.
done a festival a couple of days ago, didn't you? Tell us about it.
yeah, it was cool, man. We played with Agnostic Front and our friends in Ignite. It was good to see those dudes. So yeah, it was nice.
So, and then you're up Manchester for Rebellion tomorrow, aren't you?
Is that tomorrow?
I think it's
yeah. You know better than me. I'm terrible with our tour dates. But yeah, we have
Yeah.
like 4 more shows after tonight in England. And then we got a couple in Europe, and then we fly to the east coast of America, and we have like 3 shows there.
Do you find you thrive off of the travelling? And
Dude, honestly, traveling isn't the funnest part, only because it fucks with your sleeping.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to adjust with that. So I would say out of all of the touring experience, my least favorite part is traveling. But that being said, it's the only way you can get to play all the shows.
No, that's
and
it.
if I'm right, you've been doing Zebrahead for 30 years next year.
Yeah, crazy, right?
So,
We started when we were 4.
You do look like that. To be fair. You look quite young. To be fair. You don't look like 30
I owe you
years.
20 quid. Thank you.
So, want to bet? That's right. That's awesome, man. I've got Green Day t-shirt as well. Yeah. So.
We have some of our friends and work with Green Day, so we've known
awesome,
those
man.
guys for a while. We actually opened when they did their not American Idiot, the one after Nimrod.
Oh, awesome, man. Yeah.
Before that, when Nimrod was out, we did a opening run with those guys. So they're really have always been really nice to us. So.
Awesome, man. Have you got any new music in the works?
Yeah, man. When we're not touring, we're always Adrian can tell you, we're always in the studio writing. So
Yeah.
when we actually go back, we have this run, and then east coast of the U.S., and then we go to Australia, and then after that, we're in the studio working on new music. So
Do you ever like write music while you're on tour as well, or do you just literally just strictly?
we've tried. We just aren't focused, man. Like at right.
Yeah.
Except when we're on stage, we're all together. Before and after that, everybody's like bolting, doing their own thing. So it's kind of hard for us to focus. But when we're at home, we tend to write mostly.
do you find while touring, do you manage to find much time for yourselves to enjoy like the area you're in away from the music?
For sure. Like we love going to find like nice restaurants or bars and stuff. So everybody kind of does the research, and by sound check, everybody's like, oh, we should go check this out. We should go check this out.
I saw it might have been your Instagram stories last night. You putting up some of the Bargate and stuff last night.
It might have been Dan.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
It was either yours or Dan's. I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
Dan is a little bit more on top of it than me. But yeah, we try to, have the fans kind of experience things with us, so we post as much as we can.
Cool.
Awesome, man. Yeah, you go.
For writing for you, like you've got loads of albums now. But do you have like 3 albums from other bands that you find back then and now still inspire you a lot?
I mean, sure, like, there's certain albums that I will always go back to, like a Tribe Called Quest. I'm a huge Tribe fan growing up, and now, like, I will go back and listen to a Beastie Boys, similar vibe, but, newer stuff, like there's a band called Bad Nerves that's out of London.
Yeah.
I've been really listening to them a lot. They're really good. And then I think what I'm actually really excited for is the new AFI album coming out in a few weeks. So I listened to that first single. It's so different than the other stuff. But Yeah, we try to, listen to other things to keep us inspired, especially when writing,
Well, your music's always been very a mix of different genres itself as well. So for your own like backlog, do you have any specific songs? Like, I imagine you've put them out, so you're proud of everything you've done.
Yeah.
But do you have anything you look back on and think, "Fuck yeah, I made that"?
I mean, yeah, and also like it's a little bit different because the experience of writing and recording it is a lot different than consuming it, I guess. So for me, oftentimes when it's something we've done, I reference back to when we were working on it, and especially like if it was a song that for whatever reason inspired me more. Like I know Juggernauts is an older song that I have fond memories of writing, and then there's other ones that I'm like, oh yeah, we wrote that, and I don't even remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind of like depends on the song, but then again, there are other songs where when you're like working on new music and you want to be inspired, like for me, I try to listen to, like you said, our band has a bunch of influences, so like I'll listen to Strokes songs sometimes, and and be inspired by it. Or then you go back to the old school stuff. I'll listen a lot of hip hop growing up and stuff. So I'll like go back and reference like old Ice Cube songs because I love his the amount of animosity and aggression that he brings to like his vocal parts, and like I'll reference that before I go track or something. So it just depends, I guess, on the song and when we're recording and all that stuff.
It's funny you say about the references and stuff. One of my favourite songs of yours when I was younger, I guarantee I'm going to get the name wrong now, but Death by Stereo?
Yeah.
And you make references.
Death by Disco.
Death by Disco, that's it.
Dan's in a band called
That's
Death
why.
by Stereo. Yeah.
I knew I'd get it mixed up. You reference like wrestling, skateboarding, and something else, but they like encapsulated like three of the things I love.
Yeah.
So I just remember that song really sticking out to me when I was younger.
Right on. We try. I mean, obviously that's what you hope for,
Yeah.
Never doesn't always work, but you always try.
So playing live, do you have over the last 2-3 years? Is there any moments that have really stood out?
Like live shows?
Yeah.
I would say, I know it's been a little bit longer than a few years, but our first show with Adrian and coming back from the pandemic at Slam Dunk, that one always stands out to me just because going through the pandemic and stuff, honestly, there was a minute where you're like, we might never do this again.
Yeah.
It might be done. And that first show back was really kind of special and stood out to me. And then there's other times, like we were fortunate enough to open for a band called Man with a Mission, and we played the big stadium in Japan with them. And that was a really cool experience, just seeing that many Japanese fans in one place and them all going crazy. That stands out to me. And then obviously going back to when we first started, I remember our first like showcase for Jive Records where like, we're trying to get signed, and that sticks out to me a lot. So it just kind of depends. I think like on our perspective, you have different emotional ties to shows than like as a fan. Like I going to shows. I remember going to see Guns N' Roses at the Forum back in the day with Skid Row. That was like such a cool show, and as a fan, that was a different experience for me. So, but it's it also depends on what kind of personal stuff you're going through, if you're mentally focusing on playing the show or if there's stuff going on back at home and you're kind of focused on that. So it does vary, but I would say that Slam Dunk Festival, first time back with Adrian, was like one that really stood out.
So, is there a moment from your experiencing other live shows, especially when you were younger, that made you go, I want to do this? Or a moment that stuck out to you?
I'll tell you, I once saw Pearl Jam at the Palladium, and they didn't announce an opening band when I went, but the opening band came out and like was throwing these matches with their demo tape taped to the tapes. That was back in the day when there was actually tapes. and it was Rage Against the Machine, and I'd never heard of them. Like, and they came and blew the roof off of the Palladium back home, and I remember thinking like, I'd never seen that kind of energy on stage before, and that really impressed me. And I think like maybe in the back of my head, I've always wanted to kind of try to recreate that with our band, just having a lot of energy when you come on stage, so the fans can feel it. And I guess that was the show that made me realize how important that was.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Going back to you talking about playing in like Japan and America and stuff, not so much do you have a favorite location, but is there any differences between playing in like America or Europe or Japan that stand out to you?
I would say for our fan base, like most punk fan bases, they're very similar all over the world. Like, they come to have a good time, they are high energy. The only thing I would say culturally, some places are different. Like in Japan, when you go in between songs, when you're done playing, it gets like quiet to the point where you can whisper and you could hear the person whispering. And the first time we played, Greg was in the band, our original guitar player, and after the first song, he goes, "Did we fuck up? Why is nobody clapping?" And he was whispering, and then somebody in the back heard it and was laughing because he could hear what Greg was whispering to me. And that's something like we didn't know until you experience it, you know. But for the most part, everybody's there to have a good time, and they come to party, and it's just like small cultural differences that kind of stand out every once in a while.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So, man, is that all good?
Unless you got anything.
No, that's great, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thanks
Really
for taking
appreciate
the
it.
time.